Welcome to Vsb News Online for Wednesday, January the 21st. I'm Charles Webb. What Bermuda needs now is collaboration if we are to maximize the significant prospects that lie ahead of us. This according to Bermuda Tourism Authority's CEO Bill Henry, who addressed the hospitality summit consisted of moving and shakers in the hospitality industry at the Fairmont Southampton Resort. Here's an excerpt from his address. Mr. Henry told the gathering of local and overseas attendees that while collaboration is the key to maximizing the significant prospects that lie in front of us, dissension is the enemy of success. He called for dialogue before rancor, support ahead of suspicion, and togetherness instead of discord. He suggested that there is a lack of collaboration in the current discourse. It's not productive, and if we have a vested interest in Bermuda tourism, it's a momentum killer. He said the Internet allows the world to view the ongoing differences taking place on the island. Differences are to be welcomed and expected, especially if presented constructively. But, he said, the scale and negative nature of the current debate around tourism can be distracting, and it can and will impact Bermuda's profile externally. If we don't fix this soon, we'll miss our once-in-a-generation opportunity to change the game. In a highly competitive marketplace, our collective actions need to show that Bermuda is playing in the big leagues on a global scale. It's collaboration and teamwork that will help tourism recover economically. It's collaboration and teamwork that will help attract sorely needed foreign investment to get tourism growing. This, said Mr. Henry, is how we can realize the success that awaits on a very near horizon. For Vsb News, I'm Charles Webb. Bermuda's rate of recidivism is at an all-time low. This from Prisons Commissioner Lieutenant Colonel Edward Lamb, who appeared on VSB 1450 AM Goals program, The Web. He quite understandably expressed pleasure at such a low number.
The fact is, our recidivism rate right now, our current rates, stand at 19%. 19% for 2 years.
And what do you attribute this to?
Well, a number of factors. It speaks very directly to the success of our programs, and we have a multitude of programs designed to achieve our mission. Our mission is to empower inmates to return to society better and more productive citizens, such that they will go out in the world and take their rightful place. So internal programs we have designed at rehabilitation and transforming lives. I think also credit has to be given to the Alternatives to Incarceration programs that have been in effect now for a few years. And they worked hand in hand. And also, to be fair, court services plays a role as well in helping to keep people out of jail, either before they get to us or after they are discharged from our care. But our recidivism rates, as I said, right now stand at 19%. And anywhere in the world, that's a figure that people would pay good money for.
That's quite commendable.
In fact, it's lower than many jurisdictions across Europe and certainly across America. And I'm happy to say that it is that low, whereas in the past people would have thought it was 50, 60, 70%. And it really speaks to the amount of work that our people are putting into transforming lives.
This Friday's official opening ceremony of the 40th Bermuda Festival takes place at lunchtime on the steps of City Hall, and in keeping with the occasion, a mass orchestra of 300 instrumentalists will perform. The largest orchestra ever to play in Bermuda. It will consist of the English Chamber Orchestra, Outreach Ensemble, local Bermudian instrumentalists who have participated in the festival outreach workshops. The event will feature a specially commissioned fanfare by Major Dwight Robinson called Reach Out, which will herald the arrival and departure of the festival's patron, Governor George Ferguson. With the advent of the America's Cup racing in Bermuda, it seems fitting that Bermuda Cablevision should have selected a youth sailing program as one of its major beneficiaries of its annual awards. VSB's Earl Baisden asked Cablevision Chief Terry Robinson why he committed to donating $50,000 to the Royal Bermuda Yacht Club, enabling the purchase of 4 catamaran sailboats for the Waterwise program.
The thing that I like the most about this is we do help a lot of people that are really challenged these days, and with food and people whose houses are burnt down. I mean, we do a lot, and I've always said that if I ever had the opportunity to help people, when I was young, and I ever got in that position I'd do it. Well, I'm trying to do it. And that's what we've been trying to do for 9 years here, is just be part of this community, because we're blessed, and if you're blessed, you need to be able to share. And so we reached out and we realized, there's a lot of kids with America's Cup that would love to sell, but they would never have that opportunity. Males, females, everybody out there that has always wanted that opportunity, but they don't have the money to be able to sell. And so working with the yacht club, we were like, if we could get a couple of these boats and they would sail around and give all these teenagers and young kids an opportunity to sail, in a couple of years, and it doesn't take long, some of these kids might be representing us in America's Cup at another locale, or even be able to bring back the cup to Bermuda. You never know. It starts with one person. One small kid can make the biggest difference in the world.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
In an effort to make Bermuda's roads safer, and in partnership with Bermuda Police Service and the Bermuda Road Safety Council, DeFon's Broadcasting is launching a safe driving campaign. Complete with thumb bands, come into DeFon's Broadcasting and 94 Reed Street and make the commitment to drive safer and slower for yourself. Your voice could be featured on the radio. Get yourself a thumb band as a reminder of your commitment to drive safer and with fewer distractions. While you're at it, why not get one for someone in your life who also needs a reminder that our roads do not discriminate. They can take anyone's life. Let's drive safe, Bermuda, and arrive alive. Peace and love. Safe journeys.
Bermuda's overseas missions will once again partner with Habitat for Humanity on a summer mission to Malawi in East Africa that will take 40 local residents on the trip of a lifetime. David Thompson, president of BOM, looks forward to the 15th journey of its kind, not so much because of what it will do for the villagers who receive a home, but also for what it will do for the Bermudians who take the 2-week adventure.
It's one thing to give, but you must get something back in return, and I think it's what you get back in return that I think people get back more than they give at the end of the day, and that's what makes it so wonderful for them. They're in a team, they get to know everybody, they work together, young and old alike, they work side by side. The bonds of race, religion, age, everything is overcome. Sex, everything is overcome. And they work as one team, and they just have such a great time doing it. And they see the fruits of their labor, because you see a house building, being constructed in front of your very eyes. And I think that gives them an absolute thrill. It's the biggest buzz going, when you finish at the end of the day and you say, I helped build that house over there. That, that's something I accomplished.
Someone came to you and said, do you think I would be good at that? What would you be looking for to say yes?
Willingness to serve, willingness to help others. It doesn't need any special skills. I'm an accountant. My hands are soft, and I can lay bricks along with the rest of them, mix cement and bend rebar and whatever it takes. So it's a willing attitude to help others. That's all I'm asking for.
Well, don't ask you back here in Bermuda, would you come and help me build an outhouse?
Oh, all the time. And maybe an extension to the pool.
So you get something out of it too?
Oh, I do. My thrill is seeing what it does to other people. That gives me the biggest drive, I think. Seeing these people just come out of their shell and become, different personalities almost. They suddenly they get a drive, they get meaning, they get a direction, and I think that's the biggest thrill for me, especially seeing these kids come back and suddenly they're motivated. Things improve in their life, home life, school life, with their mates. Things start to take a turn, and I think that's the important message.
Yeah. Could we translate that to Bermuda in any way, apart from the people? Could we get our community to think about such things?
I think it's an important drive that we need to do. We need to give our kids some direction. I mean, we're seeing the negative side of things all too often. Gangs and issues, with guns and so on in Bermuda. And I think if we can encourage more of this, I'm sure that will motivate our kids to doing, putting their energies to some good and not in a negative way.
And come back here and want something else to do.
Exactly right.
Has that happened?
It has. I mean, I've seen kids now, they've changed their majors, they want to do philanthropic things. I have kids coming back every year saying, please take me again, I want to go again. They love doing this. And I hope that translates to something they can do for Bermuda as well. They can help improve Bermuda. And
the thing is, they get to see how the other half lives too. That can't be bad.
That's a real wake-up call.
Between them, Coralie Haywood, Louise Payne and Francine Smith have clocked up 130 years working for the same company, the Bermuda law firm Conyers, Dale and Pearman. Coralie has worked for the firm for 45 years, Francine 45 years, and Louise for 40 years. They all started around 20 in humble positions, but now Louise Payne is a corporate manager with Codan Services, which is part of Conyers. Coralie Haywood is an incorporations administrator with Conyers, and Francine Smith works in the firm's trust account department. Stephen De Silva, Conyers' chief financial officer, paid tribute to the three women, saying it was an incredible achievement in this day and age to work for one company for so long. It said a lot for their loyalty and work ethic. The Bermuda Red Cross Society's bold decision to combine with other agencies and concentrate on a vulnerable and troubled community has been hailed as a great success after seeing how the residents of Fenton's Drive and Parsons Road, Pembroke, handled themselves during the visits of Hurricane Faye and Gonzalo. Diane Gordon, Red Cross disaster manager, now has confidence to set her sights on an area, Somerset, for Phase 2 of the program.
The Fenton's Drive were so focused and so passionate about improving their own community that they ended up forming their own Fenton's Drive community group. And that says a tremendous amount. You have neighborhood watches, you have community action groups, but they decided that they wanted to form their own little group, and that's what they've done. And so the group that they have in place are representatives from their community. And so they will discuss the issues, they will hear back from the community on what their issues and concerns are, and they will kind of lead that charge. Now, they cannot do it alone. So the participation has to be with the entire community. And when you say entire community, that also has to include your businesses, your churches, and other organizations. So it is a process, but we are giving, we meaning the Red Cross, are giving vulnerable communities opportunities and tools to better improve themselves. And so members of the Fenton's Drive have been trained in first aid and CPR, family emergency planning, so that they can actually have their own family emergency plans in place, which then can turn into a full community plan, an evacuation plan in times of disasters.
Oh. And it hasn't had a chance to work, except, I guess, the hurricanes.
Well, the hurricanes was a great example, in my opinion, because when we first had our wonderful Faye that came through, and I had the opportunity to go into the community that same day. I just wanted to check and make sure everybody was okay. And those that were in the leadership position had everything in place. When I arrived on the scene, they were there as a community, and they had checked the elderly, they had checked the young children, they knew exactly who had electricity. It was amazing to watch, and they came together as a community, and that is what it's all about.
And of course, it's the Red Cross doing things for its own community as opposed to being the kindly beneficiary of funds that you send to other countries in trouble. It's nice to come home sometimes.
It's absolutely nice to come home. And actually, it's quite interesting you were talking about funding, because I hear from people as well that say, well, you know, we've never heard of Red Cross. Their reputation has always been on the fundraising and the high end. Well, let me just say, I thought about this a lot, Brian, and it's a balance. It's a balance, because the Red Cross is an organization, and in particular in Bermuda, we have been very, very fortunate that we do have such a strong team in the area of fundraising and events. And those funds that we are able to raise can now go back into communities, and that's what it's about.
And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
The Bermuda Football Association's League and Competitions Committee Chairman, Stephen Cunnington, hosted the FA Cup draw at the Bermuda Football Association's offices earlier today. Cunnington with the draw.
Somerset Cricket Club. To be played against the winner of Boulevard Community Club and Wolves Sports Club. Robin Hood FC. Will be pitted against Dandytown Hornets. Flanagan's Onions Football Club. Will play the winner of PHC and St. David's Community Club. Or Cricket Club, my apologies. The last two. North Village Community Club. To be played against the winner of Southampton Rangers and St. George's.
Leagues and Competition Assistant Committee Chair Troy Harvey announced the Premier Development League and Masters draws.
Masters Knockout Cup quarterfinal draw. Dandytown Roots versus St. David's. Southampton Rangers versus St. George's Stallions. North Village Rams versus Hamilton Parish Hot Peppers. PHC versus St. George's All-Stars. The results of the PDL Knockout Cup preliminary draw are as follows. Preliminary draw. Devonshire Cougars versus Southampton Rangers. Somerset Cricket Club versus Hamilton Parish. St. George's Cricket Club versus North Village Community Club. The results of the quarterfinal draw are the winner of Somerset Cricket Club Hamilton Parish versus the winner of St. George's North Village. Devonshire Colts versus BAA. Dandytown versus the winner of Devonshire Rec Southampton Rangers. And PHC versus Boulevard.
Julian Fletcher continued taking part in the 2015 ST TXLA Arena Pro Swimming Series in Austin, Texas. During the men's 200-meter breaststroke preliminaries, Fletcher finished with the 41st fastest time of 2:28.35. Rai Simons and his Eichelson Town FC teammates booked their place in the last 8 of the Derbyshire Senior Cup as they cruised past Holbrook Sports 8-1 at the New Manor Ground, with Simons scoring twice. Micah Franklin will take to the squash courts to take part in the $5,000 men's Marlborough College Open 2015 in Marlborough, England. Franklin will take on second seed Adam Morales from England. Franklin is currently ranked 180th on the tour and will be looking to move up the leaderboard with a strong showing in this Professional Squash Association event. Olympic sailing hopeful in the International Laser Full Rig Dinghy, Cameron Pimentel, is ready to compete in the International Sailing Federation's Sailing World Cup in Miami, Florida, which begins on January 25th. Grey Goose will continue to be the title sponsor of the renowned World Par 3 Championships hosted at the Turtle Hill Golf Course at the Fairmont, Southampton. The 6th annual Grey Goose World Par 3 Championships will be played March 27th through the 29th. As the world premier Par 3 Championships, the event is expected to attract 190 participants from more than 20 countries, including a number of noted professionals. The Bermuda-based Bacardi National Par 3 Championships was played last Saturday and Sunday at the Fairmont, Southampton, and was won by Anthony Marclow. Stephen DaCosta was the men's amateur champion, Ross Baliante was the men's senior amateur champion, and Ebony Burgess was the ladies' amateur champion. As we reported last week, Bermuda have a series prior to the Caribbean Basketball Confederation's Senior Men's and Women's Championships, which is slated for June 9th through to the 20th. Bermuda will face Guyana at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall in Guyana between March 10th and the 15th. A 14-member playing list and 3 officials have been sent to the Guyana Basketball Federation as Bermuda will field an experienced team. The players included are Dean Jones, Sullivan Phillips, Chris Crumpler, Shannon Thompson, John Lee, Jason Lowe, Jonathan Lowe, Jordan Knight, Vernon Lamb III, Ronald Bushner, Kevin Stevens, Jamie Cedinho, Jerron Haley, and Philip Simons. Roderick Spencer is the head coach, with Gavin McKenzie the assistant coach, and president of the Bermuda Basketball Association, Greg Todd, is the head of delegation. In commercial bowling league action at the Work Lanes, saw Sweet Life defeat BTC 4-0. The Superstars defeated the Braves 4-0. The Alley Pals defeated Live Wires 4-0, while Team Unsponsored defeated Guard Do It Best 3-1. The Spinners defeated BPS Blue Lanterns 3-1, and the game between Sunset and Double Trouble ended 2-2. I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Thursday, January the 22nd, there will be a mix of sun and cloud, a few showers by evening. Winds will be southwesterly light to moderate, increasing southwesterly moderate in the afternoon, then veering northwesterly during the evening. There will be a high near 72 Fahrenheit and a low near 65 Fahrenheit. This weather report is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Well, thanks for watching VSB News Online for Wednesday, January the 21st. I'm Charles Webb.